Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd all like to take your seats. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to begin with some speeches this afternoon. So please give a warm welcome for the father of the bride.
Hello. Hello everyone, I'm Josh, Pippa's dad. And I'm delighted that you all could join us here today to celebrate Pippa and Billy's wedding. I'm even more delighted to also officially welcome Billy into our family, along with his parents, Linda, Kevin, and his brother, Matthew. Debbie and I would like to thank them for the way they have taken Pippa under their wing and supported her since their move to Bath. It is a bittersweet day for a father gets to give away his daughter. But we prefer of thinking of it as sharing. As many of you probably already know, Billy and Pippa met while studying at college, and it became obvious that these two were meant to be together. Pippa is loyal, kind and caring person, has always loved animals, her art, and most here know she has a very wicked sense of humour. I know you have already seen this, Billy. And yet you're here today. May I commend you for your courage. Because Billy and Pippa share so many interesting goals, I'm sure that the new Team Baron is going to be a winning one. One that will last at least for the next 50 years. Just like my parents, who are also celebrating their 50th anniversary today. Which I found out also today, they were married at 2 o'clock as well. I hope that Pippa and Billy will also manage to reach such a landmark. Happy anniversary, Mum and Dad. I love you both. Thank you for managing to get here despite the difficulties you have faced to do so. Thank you. So finally, I would like to say a few thank yous to some of the other important people. To Mike for travelling all the way from Spain to be with us today, kindly agreeing to photography the happy event. And
my pleasure, mate, my pleasure.
You could record the weather, would you?
He did?
Oh, that's not too bad. To the beautiful bridesmaids, for all the help and support they have given Pippa today. To all of you for joining us in this celebration here today, you have helped make it such a wonderful occasion. Thank you. Lastly, to Pippa and Billy for making me the happiest and proudest father of all. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I wish the bride and groom the happiest in the world. To the bride and groom.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Billy the groom.
Well, today, finally I can officially refer to us by saying me and my wife.
Yeah. It's took 5.5 years. Finally, 5.5 years, she's my wife. And she's just so beautiful today. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm sure you can all agree. I'm going to turn your attention once again to something Josh has already said. I never realised he was going to include it, but the fact that it's John and Eileen's 50th wedding anniversary only serves to give the day some added significance. And to think it's to the minute as well. 50 years. Yeah. Well done. Yeah. So, I'll go straight into the formality of the groom's speech. Again, it's pretty sharply put together. I'm not sure if it's going to come across monotone or anything, but we'll see. First of all, I need to thank Deb and Josh for permitting me to take Pippa's hand in marriage, for deeming me worthy of doing so. Okay. I thank Mum for her assistance in preparing the day. She's been a fantastic help. Mum and Dad have been great support right up until this day. 2 years of build up and they've stood by us the whole time. Fantastic. Thank you very much. I thank Toz for being the best man. For not losing the rings on the schedule, he kept them all well guarded. Thank you very much, dude. Thanks for your support. And I thank Fern, Destiny and Rosie for taking on the duty of bridesmaids and supporting Pippa. Done a wonderful job. Thank you very much. Thank you, Matthew, for being groomsman, although you've still to read out the cards yet. The job's not done yet. And thanks, Joe, for so professionally getting the bride side and the groom side sorted to each other. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm trying to find my place again, sorry. Right, I have to thank all of you for marking it here and marking this a really special occasion. I really appreciate everybody that's showed. It's been brilliant to see everybody that has showed up here today. And a special thanks to those of you who have made it here from southern England. It's an awful long way to come. I hope you find your time in North East Scotland enjoyable. Rainy Scotland. And thanks to all the boys for made the stagger. It was an epic day. Really enjoyed it, thoroughly enjoyed it all the way through. And you especially gave Abdi a laugh by sending that at the bottom of the Lochter Pond. And if any of you is interested in seeing the video evidence of that, just ask Matthew, he still has it on his phone. He's got the video evidence of that. Right, where was that? And thank you, Deb, Fern and Destiny, for putting us hen night. And I also I thank you for Karen and Yvonne for giving Pippa an additional hen night. Thanks to all you lot. Fantastic job. I'm going to move on now to how our meeting 5.5 years ago has culminated in us all being here today. It's already been mentioned in the ceremony. We met each other in the bus lane at the college in the Brock. Destiny was the one who witnessed the beginning of it all and how it's all led to this 5.5 years later. During that time we got to speak to each other over the coming weeks and months. Hey, mobile phones assists an awful lot in that. Okay? If you're biding with your folks and you're 20 odd miles apart, you do need something like that to help, and you have to be thankful for them. Sorry, losing my place. Pippa in the early days she kind of became my agony aunt, really, before we became a couple. I started a new job and I was struggling quite a bit at the time. We had, nervousness, shyness. And the thing is, because I finished late, I would always come home late, the text would arrive on Pippa's phone late, and in those days especially, Pippa loved an early night. So I can bet you, you, Deb and Josh, ken how much early nights meant to Pippa. I can only imagine now how pissed off she was on the other end. I really can't. She must have been, I think she just put up with it. She was too nervous to actually tell me straight the way she these days. She's no shy at all, must have been really scun at me all that text. Right. Meeting Deb and Josh for the first time should have been nerve-wracking anyway, but it was made worse because the first night I dropped Pippa off, I didn't actually go in. I drove off of the house and I could see through the window. I could see the figure of Josh. Stand up. The figure of Josh, all 6'3" one. And I'm really like, what have I got myself in for here, really? I hope he's not one of them angry, protective dads. But I finally did meet them. They made it easy for me. But now when Pippa came to our house for the first time, I have to say I've never seen Pippa. Pippa's never been so quiet since. Pippa and Matthew, completely silent at the dinner table. And anybody who kens them kens neither of them are like that. They're all quite noisy, loud personalities. But in those days Matthew was a bit younger, so he was still annoying me. He was still a pain towards me. And as Matthew and Pippa got to ken each other better, he became just as much a pain towards her as he was to me. Nowadays that we're growing up a bit more, he doesn't annoy me so much anymore. Just Pippa. That's the truth, really. Find my place again, sorry. She did get to ken Mum and Dad. It took a wee while, ken, new folk and everything. Nervous situation. She got there eventually, and I'm sure you two are glad that I've married her today. You ken her much better. Her confidence has grown beyond measure. Again, she copes with social situations an awful lot better than she first did before, and that's a credit to just how hard you've tried to get past being shy and nervous around folk. I have to go into the story about when she first met all my pals though. The first night she met them, right? It was round at my pal Sean's house. Sean, there, ginger beard, piercings, that's it. It was round at Sean's house, and I think while I was there, it was you, Burns, Tods, and Joe might have been. Not sure if you were. Stand up, boys. Let's see the height of you. Compared to me. So, these boys are touching near 6 foot. I just clocked in at 5'6". Pippa's meeting them all, and if only you ken them, they're all quite loud and boisterous, when they get going especially. And Pippa had never hung about with guys like these before, she'd never seen them before, and she was honestly, stand there to us, she was actually clung onto me like this. Hiding a laugh, pretty much, because she'd just never seen that kind of crowd before. Nowadays, she's no fear to gas off in front of Sean or anything. But it's just come on leaps and bounds since that night in 2011. Now I come to the corny cheesy bit. This is the corny cheesy bit. During the year, like 2011, Finn we met and became a couple. We got closer and closer over time, and I can really say, when you have met the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, the special someone, when you really do fall in love, there is no feeling of euphoria that can match it. Really, it's the happiest feeling you can imagine. Really, I can't describe that happiness. I really can't. There's just no other way to describe it. There just is naked back. Sorry, I've got to check my place again. So, finally, I have to say one thing about the choices you can make in your life. Well, I can say it straight off that Pippa's changed my life beyond recognition. If I had the better, the course of my life would have went in an entirely different direction. It just wouldn't have been the same at all. And even small choices you make can change everything that's going to happen later on. So I'll explain the choice that led me to meeting Pippa. So in late 2010, I was leaving a job that included day release at the Brough College, and I was in the right place for meeting her. But I thought that when I left the job, I wouldn't be able to complete the college course because that's included in the package, and I didn't think I'd be able to return to the college. But one of the lecturers came after me because I hadn't turned up. So he came to ask me why I hadn't come in. I explained to him the situation, and he said, "Well, just come in and finish the SVQ course." And I was just like, "Oh, fine, I'll do that." Now, if I hadn't made that decision, if I had turned around and said no to the guy, I wouldn't have met Pippa, because that's when she started doing art and design in the college. So just by marking up one decision, we're put in the perfect position for meeting each other. So think about that, just the choices you make, the smallest choices you can make, they could lead to something big. And then, so finally, we'll get our glasses, raise our glasses for my lovely wife, Philippa Jane Barron. Cheers, folks. Thanks to all of you for coming here. It's been wonderful. Thanks a lot.
Finally, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the best man.
Right, I'm going to keep this short and sweet because Abby's wanting a scran. Is that right? That means food. Right. So I'll begin by thanking Abby for being here, everyone for being here. It's been an emotional day, even the cake is in tears. Especially for those that came, even knowing that I was going to be saying a few words. I really appreciate it. It's been a very special day, and one that I never thought I would see at this young age. Never really thought I would see something like this, where Billy's pals actually smartened up for once. So, fair play, guys. Well done. That's me as well. Right, so, on to how I met Billy. In that illustrious place, down by the golf course, it's a dump. That's basically where I met him.
The days you used to go doing, pour out half a bottle of Coke, fill up with vodka and share it.
I didn't even think we drank that night. I think we just went down with the Coke. Pretty lame, actually, aye. But I never spoke to him before. He'd been in the same street as me, and he'd always walk by. I noticed him. This was the first time I met him, and fit he did was enact a whole scene out of his favourite comedy programme, Bottom. Which was pretty strange, to be honest with you, but I thought, hey, this guy's no bad, like... It was in front of 40 kids, it just wasn't something he did by the by, like... he wouldn't be here, he'd be a street artist. But since then, he's caught, like, he's settled down. He's not as strange as that, anyway. In fact, he's probably the most sensible in our group. I think you'll attest to that, guys, aye? I would say. Which, to be honest, it makes this speech quite hard, because I could tell plenty of stories that embarrass myself. But I suppose we'll wait till somebody does a speech about me. We've had our hard nights of partying throughout the days, mainly me sleeping, embarrassing myself here, like, Billy looking after me. But I will. He's already got the husband thing nailed down, I think. Especially going to the pub just to watch a football. On a Monday night, aye. And Pippa, she's got the doting wife thing down. She came with a bucket in hand when he came starting in. Fair play, fair play. But we'll come clean. When I first seen you guys together, I thought you were a bit chalk and cheese. Chalk because when you're wee Billy, sometimes it's like being in a school lesson. And cheese because Pippa can be really grating, like, sorry, you can't be. But anyway, I'll wrap this up because I'm getting a bit hungry here. It's been an honour and privilege for you to hail me as your best man today. Honestly, again, I'm ripping into you, but... And just to witness the growth that you're on about with both of you, not just Pippa, yourselves will, Billy. And you've both been shy characters, nervous characters, and it's good to see the people that you became now. It's really, really good to see. So, I'll wrap this up. Oh, and by the way, I've got a pet nickname for his, Billipa. It works well. It does. I'd like to say that. So, we'll get this done. I'd like to toast yous, and everybody to raise their glass. To Mr. and Mrs. Barron, may all, sorry. May life bring happiness to you, and probably may our pets. And as we say in Scotland here, slange. Drops me.